Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for stopping by. Follow me in the kitchen while I show you how to prepare this delicious dinner from start to finish. So let's begin by making our German potato dumplings. Here I have 4 Yukon gold potatoes and I'll be using some all-purpose flour. I have salt, some nutmeg, complete seasoning, black pepper, and 1 egg. So the first thing you want to do is boil the potatoes. I will add some salt to the water, mix well, cover and allow them to boil until nice and tender. Once the potatoes are tender, we'll go ahead and mash them until they're nice and smooth. Then we'll allow them to cool down a bit before we proceed to the next step. So once the potatoes are cooled, we're going to add the rest of our ingredients. At this point, you can taste to make sure that it suits your liking. We're going to add our flour as well as the egg, and we're going to mix it until we form a nice dough. Once the dough is formed, I'll show you all the next step. Next, you want to have a bowl with some water close by. That will prevent the dough from sticking to your hands. If you feel like the dough is too sticky, you can damp your hands and that will prevent it from sticking. Now you want to grab a generous amount of that dough and you want to roll it up into a ball. You can make them as big or as small as you like. It's all about personal preference. And you want to continue with this step until you're all out of dough. So I got about 6 dumplings from the amount of dough that I had. You can make them smaller and get more if you like, but this here is perfect for me. Next, you want to bring some water up to a simmer. Avoid boiling the water. You don't want this to boil, you want it to simmer to prevent your dumplings from falling apart. Now we will add all the dumplings in here, then we'll cover and allow it to simmer on low heat for about 20 minutes. Once your dumplings float up to the top, it's a great indication that they are almost done. But sometimes they can float up and not be completed. So what I like to do is go in halfway through the process and just flip them over to make sure they're being cooked evenly on all sides. You want to cover and allow it to simmer for an additional 10 minutes. That'll make it 20 minutes in total. And that's it. Once it's done, you can turn your heat off and set aside. So the dumplings usually go with like a topping of breadcrumbs mixed in butter and garnished with fresh parsley. So here I have some croutons. What I did was place them in my air fryer for about 2 minutes. And this is what they look like afterwards. I put them in my food processor and just crush them up into breadcrumbs. And this is the butter that I'll be using and fresh parsley, and this will be used as the topping for the dumplings. What you want to do is just mix the butter and the breadcrumbs, and that's it. Just mix them together and set aside. Now let's prepare this easy steamed broccoli. We'll add some seasoned salt to some boiling water. We'll also add some bouillon and we'll add some black pepper. Stir that in, then we'll add our broccoli. We will cover this and allow it to steam for about 5 minutes. And that's it. Once it's done, you want to drain it really well, and you could sprinkle a little bit of salt over top. And that's how I make my steamed broccoli. Very simple and delicious. Now let's prepare the sweet chili jerk salmon. Here I have 3 salmon fillet, and I did wash them up in lemon juice and pat them dry. I also will be using some butter. I have some Old Bay seasoning, some sweet chili sauce, and some homemade jerk seasoning. I will show you guys the process right now. So here's how I prepared my jerk seasoning. I have here some scallion, onion, ginger, scotch bonnet pepper, thyme, some garlic. I also have some sugar, salt, pimento berries. I'll be using some homemade burnt sugar. If you have browning, you can use that. I have cinnamon, nutmeg, some lemon juice, and vinegar. So basically, you're just adding all the ingredients to a food processor or a blender and just blend away. And I forgot to mention that I was using a little bit of oil here. So you want to add some oil to make the blending process easier. And it's good too for the marinating process. So once all the ingredients are added, you will just blend away. And yeah, that's it. That's how simple and easy it is. And you can just store the rest of it in your fridge and use what you need to use for today. And this is what it should look like once you're done. It's just simply amazing. You cannot beat homemade jerk seasoning. It's the absolute best. Next, you want to combine the Old Bay seasoning with the jerk seasoning. I just like to have Old Bay in my seafood. I don't know what it is about Old Bay, but I love it. So once that is combined, we will add the jerk seasoning to our salmon and just make sure it's nicely coated with that seasoning. And we will allow this to sit and marinate for about an hour or 2. Usually I would cook my seafood right away because seafood holds, seasoning pretty quick. But I want this to marinate real nice, so I will allow it to sit for about an hour or 2. And this is actually the first thing that I prepped, but I'm showing you guys it last. I prepped this first, then I prepare the rest of my other stuff. To a preheated skillet, I did add some oil, and now we'll add the salmon. We will allow them to cook for about 3 minutes per side, and then I'll show you guys the next step. This is the last thing you want to prepare when you're doing dinner, because you want it nice and fresh and hot off the stove. So you prepare your sides first, then you do your entree last. After about 3 minutes, you want to just flip them over and allow them to cook evenly for 3 minutes on the other side. Next, we'll add our butter, allow the butter to melt, and then we will go in with our sweet chili sauce. Once the chili sauce is added, we will then get a spoon and just drizzle the sauce all over our salmon. We'll make sure that they're nicely coated with that sauce. And that's it, guys. We're basically done. Lastly, you want to garnish with fresh parsley and get ready to plate up. And here you have it, sweet chili jerk salmon with German potato dumplings and steamed broccoli. When I tell you this was divine, it was absolutely delicious and I can't wait for you all to give it a try. I will leave all the ingredients down in my description box and I'll see you all next time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support and as always, enjoy!